So for my food demonstration, I am doing pickled radishes. So at my internship at the Mustang Villas, we're doing a gardening and nutrition intervention for a low-income apartment complex. So we're teaching them how to garden and then use what they grow in the garden to eat in their kitchens and their everyday life. So radishes are one of the quickest things you can grow in the garden. They only take a month to become full size. So they're really fast to grow, they're really easy to grow. It doesn't take much effort or work, and you can grow a lot of them. And radishes are sometimes hard to eat a lot, and they are a little bit spicier, so eating them raw can be a little bit hard. So one thing we taught the residents at this apartment complex to do is pickle them. So radishes have a lot of benefits. They're high in vitamin C, they're part of the cupiferous vegetable family, so they're really good for liver support and are packed with antioxidants. And then also we're going to be adding some garlic in the jar, which garlic is part of the allium family, and it's really rich in allicin, which is a compound. It has anti-cancer fighting properties, and then it also is antibacterial, so really good for the cold and flu season we have going on right now. So in this demonstration, we're just doing a quick pickle, and so we're using apple cider vinegar and water, a little bit of salt. You have to use uniodized salt, or else the iodine will make the water kind of cloudy looking, and a little bit of sugar just for the acid to have a little bit of something to feed off of and to cut that bitterness a little bit more. Pickling is really good to cut the bitterness out of the radishes. So we taught the residents that when you pickle something, the salty vinegar solution draws out the water in the radish and it infuses it with all the flavors that we have in the jar. And then we also taught them ways to use their pickled radishes on tacos, burgers, salads, all that kind of fun stuff. We gave them a little recipe card to take home. Each person got to take home a little 8-ounce jar of pickles. They got to pickle radishes and cucumbers. The apple cider vinegar too, you can use any vinegar for pickles, but the apple cider vinegar, especially if you keep it with the mother in it, will continue to ferment and eat the sugar and ferment it further. The reason we're doing a quick pickle is it is a little bit safer than actually fermenting. There's two kind of ways to make pickles. The fermentation process takes a lot longer, and it involves making sure that the fermentation is going smoothly. There's no mold forming. You're letting the gas out, especially if you're making fermented pickles. You have to make sure you're burping the jar, so that is way too complicated. The quick pickle is ready within 24 hours. You can basically eat them right away, and then we're lowering the risk of foodborne illnesses and actually teaching them a way to preserve their food, because the vinegar, sugar, and salt are all preservatives that will help these radishes from going bad, especially since they're hard to eat a lot. So our first step is we are just going to mix a half cup of warm water in a saucepan. And then we are also going to mix a half cup of our apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar too is high in acetic acid, which we kind of taught them the benefits of acetic acid and then how apple cider vinegar is made. So apple cider vinegar, it comes from a hard cider, but the difference between alcohol and vinegar is first alcohol is closed off with no oxygen, and then vinegar, you introduce an acetobacter bacteria, and that introduces oxygen, and so the new acetobacter bacteria eats all the alcohol, and it, as a byproduct, produces acetic acid. Acetic acid, it goes down into your stomach, and it does multiple things. It's absorbed very quickly. It's really good for helping balance blood sugars, and then some of it can stay in the gut and help promote good gut bacteria, which we always want to promote our good gut bacteria, and then it also is primarily metabolized in the liver, so it is also really good for helping the liver, and then that can go out and give you energy, help your metabolism, all those fun things. So that's why we're using the apple cider vinegar. So you just do that in a saucepan, and we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of just regular salt, and then 2 tablespoons, I just have regular cane sugar. And I'm gonna bring this to a slight boil. I do not want to boil it too hard. If I boil the mixture too hard, then I'm killing all the beneficial enzymes in the vinegar, and that would not be fun. So just a light boil is perfect. And then once you kind of get it to a light boil, you can add the mixture into your jar. So while this is heating up, I'm just gonna put it on a medium heat. I'm gonna make my jar of radishes. Every country and every culture has a version of pickling and a common vegetable that they like to pickle. So being a diverse community at our apartment complex, it was also really beneficial to teach them how to pickle. It's very culturally diverse, and a lot of people can relate to it, especially if they grew up with a certain type of pickle in their own country. So I'm gonna fill just a little 16-ounce jar of radishes. This is also just such a common way to preserve food and used in so many cultures because it is so versatile and you can keep your food fresh longer. So I'm adding just a few cloves of garlic. This garlic was crushed and has been sitting here a while to get the allicin a little bit more potent and stronger, and then the allicin will also draw out in the mixture too, since the garlic is not heated. So I'm gonna wait for this to boil and then we'll finish filling up our jar. Okay, so this took basically no time at all to heat up, and I just caught it right before it boiled, making sure to just mix it along the way with the spatula. And then all you have to do next is just pour the mixture into your jar. You just want to pour enough to cover the radishes and get them all flavored up. And then, like I kind of said earlier in the video, you just close this off, put it in the fridge, wait 24 hours, and then you can use your radishes on basically any of your meal and dinners. And it's a great way to get some extra fermented foods into your diet.